Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Bible Study with Tina. I am Tina Falade, and today we're going to be studying the book of Deuteronomy, chapters 31, 32, 33, and 34. The reason why we're doing 4 chapters today as opposed to the normal 3 chapters is because Deuteronomy ends at chapter 34, and it is just economical and mindful to just connect the final chapter with the 3 previous chapters, which are chapters 31, 32, and 33. So while we wait to start, I just want to know how your week has been. Sunday is the final day of the week for many people, although some people see Sunday as the first day of the week. I just want to know how you've been doing and hope you're doing fine. And I just want to know whether the Bible study I've done in the past has transformed your life. It is asked, please comment below, share your feedback with me, and also I actually look forward to hearing about what you've learned from the study of the book of Deuteronomy. So right now, what I'm going to do is to start reading so that we can all study together. If you want to open your Bible as we read, please do. If you just want to listen, please listen and comment below if you feel like there's something you've just learned that you need to share with us and every other person that will come onto this program in the future. So let's start. Now, chapter 31 says, Then Moses went and spoke these words to all Israel. And he said to them, I am 120 years old today. I can no longer go out or come in. Also, the Lord has said to me, You shall not cross over this Jordan. The Lord your God himself crossed over before you, and you shall possess them. Joshua himself crossed over before you, just as the Lord has said. And the Lord will do to them as he did to Sihon and Og, the kings of the Amorites, and their lands, when he destroyed them. The Lord will give them over to you, that you may do to them according to every commandment which I have commanded you. Be strong and of good courage. Do not fear, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord your God is the one who goes with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Then Moses called Joshua and said to him, in the sight of all Israel, Be strong and of good courage, for you must go with these people to the land which the Lord has sworn to their fathers to give them. I shall cause them to inherit it. And the Lord, He is the one who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Do not fear nor be dismayed. So Moses wrote this law and delivered it to the priests, the sons of Levi, who bore the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and to all the elders of Israel. And Moses commanded them, saying, At the end of 7 years, at the appointed time, in the year of release, at the feast of the tabernacle, when all Israel comes to appear before the Lord your God in the place which he chooses, you shall read the law before all Israel in their hearing. Gather the people together, men and women, and little ones, and the stranger who is within your gates, that they may hear, and that they may learn to fear the Lord your God, and carefully observe all the words of this law, and that their children who have not known it may hear and learn to fear the Lord your God, as long as you live in the land which you cross the Jordan to possess. Then the Lord said to Moses, Behold, the days approach when you must die. Call Joshua and present yourself in the tabernacle of meeting, that I may inaugurate him. So Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tabernacle of meeting. Now the Lord appeared at the tabernacle in a pillar of cloud, and the pillar of cloud stood above the door of the tabernacle. And the Lord said to Moses, Behold, You will rest with your fathers, and these people will rise and play the harlot with the gods of the foreigners of the land, where they go to be among them. And they will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them. Then my anger shall arouse against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured. And many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, have not these evils come upon us because our God is not among us? And I will surely hide my face in that day because of all the evil which they have done, in that they have turned to other gods. Now therefore, write down this song for yourself and teach it to the children of Israel. Put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel, when I have brought them to the land flowing with milk and honey, of which I swore to their fathers. And they have eaten and filled themselves and grown fat. Then they will turn to other gods and serve them, and they will provoke me and break my covenant. Then it shall be, when many evils and troubles have come upon them, that this song will testify against them as a witness. For it will not be forgotten in the mouth of their descendants. For I know the inclination of their behavior today, even before I have brought them to the land of which I swore to give them. Therefore Moses wrote this song on the same day and taught it to the children of Israel. Then he inaugurated Joshua the son of Nun and said, be strong and of good courage, for you shall bring the children of Israel into the land of which I swore to them, and I will be with you. So it was, when Moses had completed writing the words of the law in a book, when they were finished, that Moses commanded the Levites, who bore the ark of the covenant of the Lord, saying, take this book of the law and put it beside the ark of the covenant, for of the Lord your God, that it may be there as a witness against you. For I know your rebellion and your stiff neck. If today, while I'm yet alive with you, you have been rebellious against the Lord, then how much more after my death? Gather to me all the elders of your tribe and your officers, that I may speak these words in their hearing, and call heaven and earth to witness against them. For I know that after my death, you will become utterly corrupt and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you. And evil will befall you in the latter days, because you will do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger through the work of your hands. Then Moses spoke in the hearing of all the assembly of Israel the words of the song until they were ended. This chapter 31 talked about God preparing Moses' transition to glory, which is to die on earth and go to meet him in heaven, and Joshua taking over the mantle from Moses. Moses was both the physical and spiritual leader of Israel. He was like the president, the governor, the king, and also their priest. Even though Aaron was officially the priest, he also had access to the tabernacle. He was able to do all that things because he is also of the tribe of Levi. Now God told him to prepare his house, more like doing his will, and prepare a successor. Now, can you see the fact that even God knows that there is a need for proper handover, proper successor? That's why we have things like will. Even in businesses, people create structure in a way that someone else can take over and successfully run the business even better than they did before they either retire or die or move to other things in life. So now, in the midst of all this thing, God was still told Moses that he knows that the Israelites would disobey him, go after other gods, even though he has won them severally. And so Moses ended up composing a song for that circumstance, and he made sure that they all learned the song. So now that's all I learned from chapter 31. If you know that you learned something else or something different from what I've just said, please comment below before we move to chapter 32, which says, "Give ear, O heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. Let my teaching drop as the rain, my speech distill as the dew, as raindrops on the tender herb, and as showers on the grass. For I proclaim the name of the Lord. Ascribe greatness to our God. He is the rock. His work is perfect. For all his ways are justice, a God of truth and without injustice. Righteous and upright is he. They have corrupted themselves, and they are not his children, because of their blemish, a perverse and crooked generation. Do you thus deal with the Lord? O foolish and unwise people, is it not your father who brought you? Has he not made you and established you? Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask your father, and he will show you, your elders, and they will tell you, when the Most High divided their inheritance to the nations, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the boundaries of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the place of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land and in the wasteland, a howling wilderness. He encircled him, he instructed him, he kept him as the apple of his eye. As an eagle stirs up his nest, hovers over his young, spreading out his wings and taking them up, carrying them on his wings, so the Lord alone led him, and there was no foreign God with him. He made him right in the height of the earth, that he might eat the produce of the fields. He made him draw honey from the rock, and oil from the flinty rock, cut from the cattle, and milk from the flock, with fat of lambs, and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats with the choicest wheat. You drank wine, the blood of the grapes. But Jeshurun grew fat and kicked. He grew fat and he grew thick. You are obese. Then he forsook God, who made him, and scornfully esteemed the rock of his salvation. They provoked him to jealousy with foreign gods. With abominations, they provoked him to anger. They sacrificed to demons, not to gods they did not know, to new gods, new arrivals, that your fathers did not fear. Of the rock who begot you, you are unmindful, and have forgotten the God who fathered you. And when the Lord saw it, he spurned them because of the provocation of his sons and his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end will be, for they are a perverse generation. Children in whom is no faith. They have provoked me to jealousy by what is not God. They have moved me to anger by their foolish idols. But I will provoke them to jealousy by those who are not a nation. I will move them to anger by a foolish nation. For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn to the lowest hell. It shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. I will heap disasters on them. I will spend my arrows on them. They shall be wasted with hunger, devoured with pestilence and bitter destructions. I will also send against them the teeth of the beast, with the poison of the serpent of the dust. The sword shall destroy outside. There shall be terror within. For the young man and virgin, the nursing child with the man of grey hair, I would have said, I will dash them to pieces. I will make the memory of them to cease from among men. Had I not feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should misunderstand, lest they should say, our hand is high, and it is not the Lord who has done all this. For they are a nation void of counsel, nor is there any understanding in them. Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they will consider their latter end. How could one chase 1,000 and put two put 10,000 to fight unless their rock has sold them and the Lord has surrendered them? For their rock is not like our rock, even our enemies themselves being judged. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom, and of the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of gall, Their cluster are bitter, their wine is the poison of serpents, and the cruel venom of cobras. Is this not laid up in store with me, sealed up among my treasure? Vengeance is mine and recompense. Their foot shall sleep in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that come hasten and the things to come hasten upon them. For the Lord will judge his people and have compassion on his servants. When he sees that their power is gone, there is no one remaining bond or free. He will say, where are their gods, the rock in which they sought refuge? Who ate the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offerings? Let them rise and help you and be your refuge. Now, see, I, even I, am He, and there is no God besides me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Nor is there anyone who can deliver from my hand. For I raise my hand to heaven and say, as I live forever, I, if I wet my glittering sword, my hand shall take hold on judgment. I will render vengeance to my enemies and repay those who hate me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh with the blood of the slain and the captive, from the head of the leader to the enemy. Rejoice, O Gentiles, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants and render vengeance to his adversaries. He will provide atonement for his land and his people. So Moses came with Joshua, the son of Nun, and spoke all the words of this song in the hearing of the people. Moses finished speaking all these words to all Israel, and he said to them, set your hearts on all the sword which I testify, all the words which I testify among you, which you shall command your children to be careful to observe all the words of this law. For it is not a futile thing for you, because it is your life, and by this word you shall prolong your days in the land which you cross over the Jordan to possess. Then the Lord spoke to Moses that very day, saying, go up this mountain of the Abarim, Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab, across from Jericho. Build the land of Canaan, which I give to the children of Israel as a possession, and die on the mountain which you ascend, and be gathered to your people, just as Aaron your brother died on Mount Hor, and was gathered to his people. Because you trespass against me among the children of Israel at the waters of Meribah, Kadesh, in the wilderness of Zin, because you did not hallow me in the midst of the children of Israel. Yes, yet you shall see the land before you, though you shall not go there into the land which I am giving to the children of Israel. This is the end of chapter 32. Now we're going to chapter 33, which says, now, this is the blessing with which Moses, the man of God, blessed the children of Israel before his death. And he said, the Lord came from Sinai and dawned on them from Seir. He shone forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000s of saints. From his right hand came a fiery law for them. Yes, he loved the people. He loves the people. All his saints are in your hand. They sit down at your feet. Everyone receives your words. Moses commanded a law for us, a heritage for the congregation of Jacob, and he was king in Jeshurun when the leaders of the people were gathered, all the tribe of Israel together. Let Reuben live and not die, nor let his men be few. And this is said of Judah. Hear, Lord, the voice of Judah, and bring him to his people. Let his hand be sufficient for him, and may you be a help against his enemy. And of Levi he said, let your Tumim and your Hurim be with your Holy One, whom you tested at Massa, and with whom you contended at the water of Meribah. Who says of his father and mother, I have not seen them, nor did he acknowledge his brother or his own children, for they have observed your word and kept your covenant. They shall teach Jacob your judgment, and Israel your law. They shall put incense before you, and a whole burnt sacrifice on your altar. Bless his substance, O Lord, and accept the work of his hands. Strike the loins of those who rise against him, and of those who hate him, that they rise not again. Of Benjamin he said, the beloved of the Lord shall dwell in safety by him, who shelters him all day long, and he shall dwell between his shoulders. And of Joseph he said, bless the Lord in his hand, with the precious thing of heaven, or with the dew, and the deep lying beneath, with the precious fruit of the soil, with the precious produce of the month, with the best things of the ancient mountains, with the precious things of the everlasting hills, with the precious things of earth and its fullness, and the favor of him who dwelt in the bush. Let the blessing come on the head of Joseph, and on the crown of the head of him who was separate from his brothers. His glory is like a firstborn bull, and his horn is like the horn, and the horns is like the horn of a wild ox. Together with them, he shall push the peoples to the ends of the earth. They are the 10,000s of Ephraim, and they are the thousands of Manasseh. And of Zebulun he said, rejoice, Zebulun, in your going out, and Issachar in your tents. They shall call the people of the mountains. There they shall offer sacrifices of righteousness, for they shall partake of the abundance of the seas, and of treasures hidden in the sand. And of God he said, blessed is he who enlarges God. He dwells as a lion, and tears the arm and the crown of his head. He provided the first part of himself, because a lawgiver's portion was reserved there. He came with the heads of the people. He administers the justice of the Lord, and his judgment with Israel. And of Dan he said, Dan is a lion's whelp, it shall leap from Bashan. And of Naphtali he said, O Naphtali, satisfied with favor and full of the blessing of the Lord, possess the west and the south. And of Asher he said, Asher is most blessed of sons. Let him be favored by his brothers, and let him dip his foot in oil. Your sandals shall be iron and bronze. As your days, so shall your strength be. There is no one like like the God of Jeshurun, who rides the heavens to help you, and in his excellency on the clouds. The eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. He will thrust out the enemy from before you, and will say, destroy. Then Israel shall dwell in safety, the fountain of Jacob alone, in a land of grain and new wine. His heaven shall also drop dew. Happy are you, O Israel! Who is like you, a people saved by the Lord, the shield of your help, and the sword of your majesty? Your enemies shall submit to you, and you shall tread down their high places. This brings us to the end of chapter 33. It is basically talking about the blessings that Moses gave to the children of Israel, tribe by tribe. And amongst them, God was told that it is the most favored, the greatest, and a few other tribes were also mentioned positively. And over time, we get to see how all these blessings played out in the lives of the people that are descendants of these tribes. So now let's move to chapter 34. And it says, then Moses went up from the plains of Moab to Mount Nebo, to the top of Pisgah, which is across from Jericho. And the Lord showed him all the land of Gilead as far as Dan, all Naphtali, and the land of Ephraim and Manasseh, all the land of Judah, as far as the western sea, the south, and the plain of the valley of Jericho, the city of the palm trees, as far as Zoar. Then the Lord said to him, this is the land of which I swore to give Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, saying, I will give it to your descendants. I have caused you to see it with your eyes, but you shall not cross over. So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord. And he buried him in a valley in the land of Moab, opposite Beth Peor. But no one knows his grave to this day. Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eyes were not dim, nor his natural vigor diminished. And the children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. So the days of weeping and mourning for Moses ended. Now Joshua the son of Nun was full of the spirit of wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands on him. So the children of Israel heeded him and did as the Lord had commanded Moses. But since then, there has not arisen in Israel a prophet like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face, in all the signs and wonders which the Lord sent to him to do in the land of Egypt, before Pharaoh, before all his servants and all his land. And by all that mighty power and the great terror which Moses performed in the sight of all Israel. I just finished reading the book of Deuteronomy chapter 34, and this brings us to the end of the book of Deuteronomy. Tomorrow is September 1, and we're going to be starting the book of Joshua, which is going to tell us how Joshua led the Israelites, what they did, the possession of the land, a lot of fighting where God gave them victory, and there were also some where they lost due to their sin or disobedience. So, right now, I just want to congratulate you for finishing the book of Deuteronomy with me. I know it is not by our power, it's not by our mind that we do all this thing, but by the Lord God who has strengthened us, who has given us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in all things. I wish you the best. Tomorrow is the beginning of a new month. We're entering the Ember month, and oftentimes in Nigeria they say those months are dangerous, but with God all things are possible. We shall not be consumed, we shall not perish, we shall live to see the end of this year, and greater things than the first eight greater things will happen to us in the latter and the next 4 months compared to what we've seen in the first 8 months. Our next quarter, the end of this third quarter will be great for us, and the Lord will do mighty works in our life. And I know that by the end of this year, every one of us will be receiving testimony. In fact, we have so many testimonies to give that we actually need to list them out when we are coming out so that we will not omit anymore. I wish you the best today. I wish you the best for tomorrow. See you again tomorrow for the beginning of the book of Joshua. Have a wonderful day and be blessed.